Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, October 7th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I keep turning towards peace. And please remember that through the day that you can pivot towards peaceful choices in any given time. So today we have this Mercury, Uranus, Lilith opposition. That's the thing about Lilith, and this is an important thing to note. So, depending on what chart you use to look at for the day, there are two Liliths that are charted. One is the mean or medium Lilith, which is basically kind of like just her average, transit process around the chart. The other one is the true Lilith. Lilith is tough to track. She oscillates. She is truly in the yin, and she's here, and she's there, and she's everywhere. And if you notice, a lot of times when we have a powerful transit, she's like, here I am, I'm right here with you. And today, she's doing just that. She has oscillated her way to hanging out with Uranus, Lilith and Uranus, opposing Mercury. So Lilith, just in case you aren't familiar with her energy, the Lilith energy is, to quote one of my favorite books about her, like bedrock of the soul energy. It is the part of you that will not forsake yourself, that will not forsake your truth, that will not forsake that purpose, what you came for, and what you know is right within you. Whether it comes to morals or rules or what anybody else says, the Lilith in you is like, this is my way and I'm going it. Now, Lilith meeting up with Uranus, who is like the rebel of the zodiac, Uranus, revolution, evolution energy. This is powerful, go your own way, do your own thing kind of energy. This is definitely meant to be a shakeup. Now, is it going to be a shakeup out there or is it a shakeup in here? To me, this is really meant to be an internal shakeup. And as I look at it, I'm feeling so many different energies in and through this, but it's just noticing where you need to take a pause and turn to peace, but turn also back towards yourself, being true to yourself. So much of the astro this year is about breaking on through to the other side, breaking through conditioning, breaking through old patternings, breaking through being stuck in flows that doesn't serve you. Even the North Node in the sign of Gemini is like, we got to change things up. So Lilith hanging out with Uranus is helping give us power to our personal revolution, evolution energies. Now, it is interesting that it is opposite Mercury, which again brings so many different levels. But Mercury in Scorpio, preparing to go retrograde, feels like one of the things that we may be very conscious of as we're being called into the shift is our fears. So Lilith in so many mythological stories about her, was made into a demon that steals children because she went her own way. When I work with the Lilith energy, there is nothing even close to that kind of story in and through that energy. But because she had the cojones to, or maybe we don't call it that, maybe because she had the ovaries, how about that, to stand up for herself and do what was right. That's not what the patriarchy wanted, and so she must be vilified. And so we, all of us, have faced that over lifetimes. We have faced that even, growing up. You don't do what your parent wants you to do. You get in trouble, or you get punished, or you get silent treatmented, whether you should have done what they wanted you to do or not, whether you are being rebellious or just, being a child and learning lessons. We've been shown over and over, you don't do what they want, smack. And so there is fear very much instilled in us, and disempowerment energy that Mercury in Scorpio could bring our consciousness to in this opposition. And yet that calling is to take the step, do it anyway, How can you be true to yourself? Now, the other side of this is it works with the Aries energy that is so strongly being utilized right now. Who are you? Because a lot of times in order to be true to ourselves, we have to know who we are. And that's where things get a little fudgy because, again, we have been conditioned in so many ways that we don't even know who we are. So beware of impulsivity. And I would say that with that Uranus energy, because Uranus can be reactive and quick and it changes on a dime. So be very aware of this, that you do. It's not about being rebel without a cause. It's really not even rebellion at all. It really is this call to be so true to yourself. And the call deeper than that is to know yourself and honor yourself and know the worth of yourself in and through this. That being said, there may be worth and worthy triggers coming up in and through this as well. So that's the internal stuff. Now, could this bring up external stuff? Absolutely. Again, I think anything on this planet, especially in the year 2020, could also turn on a dime. However, I do feel like we're all being called towards peace. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't stand up for what is right. But, again, how do you honor that harmony, the harmony within yourself and the, I want to call it inherent harmony of the universe, because it really isn't, even though it is. Going too far into Libra, Sagittarius mode in there right now. But the ability of the universe to balance the forces, to balance these energies, to really work with that, utilize that in and through this. However, again, that Scorpio energy in and through this, all it needs is a tiny touch of a trigger, and Mercury in Scorpio is ready to snap back. So the awareness of peace, the consciousness of peace can really help and support these energies. But again, be very aware. Triggers coming up, fears coming up. It feels like this astro could incite chaos, but it's also like you need not participate. So just be very aware of that in and through these energies. And that goes hand in hand with this building Mars-Pluto square that we're feeding into. Mars very close in its orbit. Holy moly. So much energy. Whew. So much energy that my phone just made me jump. So just, again, awareness of that. I do have to show you hand in hand with this. As I'm talking about peace and all of that and holding that peace consciousness, I do have the compromise card in reverse, which I always call the don't compromise card. So even though we can choose to be peaceful within ourselves, this isn't a call to compromise your morals or values or what is true and important to you. And Lilith stands by that 100%, and Lilith in Taurus especially, honoring that worth energy, stands by that 100%. So do be aware of the don't compromise energy in this. Okay, so besides that, what do we have going on? The moon is still hanging out in Gemini, and Gemini ultimately would really like us, again, to get along, have fun, laugh. So moon in Gemini, sun in Libra, those energies hanging together is like, all we are saying is give peace a chance. You know, like they really want us to get along. And then we come into this Neptune square. So square, we have resistance. So the moon in Gemini, which wants this fun and wants everybody just to realize like the connections that are all there, feels this Neptune square. And we each have these spiritual paths and we all have these spiritual beliefs, and it's different. And could we harmonize? Yes. Are we there yet? Clearly we're not. So be aware of that. You may come across resistance. You may come across people who don't believe or live the same as you do. I feel like we are all entitled to our own personal evolution process and all entitled to our own personal belief process and all that. And yet, what I find very challenging in this world is the people who hold on to energies that still harm another. So be aware of that in and through yourself as well, because we can't change them, but we can keep working on those energies in ourselves. And this may be some of that breakthrough energy. Uranus really can help us break through. As we honor and know the worth of ourselves more and more, we can honor and know the worth of everybody else more and more too. So keep that in mind in and through this as well. Moon connecting to Mars later in the evening. Again, the energy, it is fiery. It is just waiting for a reason. We don't have to give it a reason. Although there are people out there who would love to give it a reason. So keep your consciousness intact. Beware of those knee-jerk reactions. And again, how can you be true to that Lilith energy? How can you be true, the truest parts of you? Card-wise, Innocence card. Holding steady with all of this. The Innocence and the Existence card. This is the Sun card. This is the Magician card. Really good things. The Ace of Swords. Really good magic energy in and through all of this, especially as you face the fears, as you face the shadows, and as you keep turning deeper towards yourself. Just realize it's just not going to be that simple as I say it is, you know? Like, it's not going to be like, oh, I just turned towards peace. This definitely indicates a lot of work. And again, the astro is super crabby. So crabby, edgy, ready to like throw elbows. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you keep working towards your personal balance, harmony, and peace. So that was a little bit long, but very important energies. And let me just say, this Mercury-Uranus thing, this is the first of 3 passes. Can't guarantee Lilith is going to be part of them, but I appreciate her work in this. So you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And stay curious. Namaste.